Wow, I didn't go on through thought. What is good, my people? Today, we're gonna be watching a video that was prepared by Braz. It's called "The Shocking Truth About Drill Rap's Biggest Failure," and I saw Lil Mabu's picture on the thumbnail. So, is Braz saying that that Lil Mabu is drill rap's biggest failure? Because like Lil Mabu was on a trajectory to be like one of them ones, right? And he's sort of fallen off. He went from drill rap to being to join the whole like Rugrats 1900 Rugrats YC movement, and not really doing numbers. He dropped an album, didn't really do numbers. I think it's because like he dropped it during the whole back and forth between Kendrick and Drake that kind of like took away from definitely his listenership and his viewership on his videos, because like Lil Mabu utilizes sort of social media promotion like shock factor, similar to like what 6ix9ine did, but not as not as extreme. It's a little bit more parody-ish versus like trolling-ish, if that makes sense. But anyway, I don't know what this video is about, but I have a feeling it's about Lil Mabu just based off the thumbnail. But before we figure that out though, if you'd like to support the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, the like button, notification bell. I appreciate you. Without further ado, let's get into this video, my people. Dollar.
A 17-year-old kid from Manhattan's Upper East Side, living in a multi-million...
We got somebody from the UK breaking down US drill rap. Okay, normally it's the other way around. So this is gonna be interesting. We're getting a sort of unique perspective.
Old kid from Manhattan's Upper East Side, living in a multi-million-dollar mansion, going to a $60,000 a year private school, and somehow becoming one of drill rap's biggest names.
Yeah, rappers assigned to the streets. Only dealers we took was a plea. Mabu and money.
And he did that because of, again, like his social media marketing tactics, as well as Lil Mabu. Hate him or love him, right? Lil Mabu had bars. Like he had bars. He had good wordplay. He had some sort of interesting double entendres with his, you know what I mean? Like he had ski, like Lil Mabu. He could write.
But in just a few months, he went from 8.4 million monthly listeners on Spotify to barely hitting 2 million. From getting millions of views on every video to...
I mean, 2 mil is still pretty good. And I'm not trying to like blaze Lil Mabu and anything like that. I do rock with his music for the most part, right? But 2 mil as an independent artist is pretty good. But again, I understand going from 8 to 2 is mad.
Struggling to break 1 million. This is the wild story of Lil Mabu and how he went from being drill rap's golden boy to losing almost everything he built. Back in 2019, when Lil Mabu first stepped into the game, he wasn't the drill rapper you know today. Nah, he was just a 14-year-old kid making pop rap that sounded like Post Malone's little brother.
The mama go whipping forward with a fast stack, then flip it, try and get it back. They know Lil Mabu's going pretty fast. Haters be hitting, acting pretty mad. Cause I'm next up and I'm flexed up. All these rappers looking bad.
The kind of track...
Yeah, his accent doesn't really go with that that pocket of rap. If I'm being honest with you, like he sounds better in like drill instrumentals, in my opinion.
You'd expect from
like his rap voice just is better for it.
Suburban teenager who just downloaded FL Studio. But here's where things get interesting. Even though he was supposed to be some independent artist, his early tracks sounded way too clean. Professional studio quality, high-end production, the kind of polish you only get when there's serious money behind you. This wasn't some kid recording in his bedroom. This was major studio quality from day one.
Say you miss me, but never wanna link when we can. You used to diss me, now you wanna call me a friend. Had to go and run up on my bed.
And there was a good reason for that.
Yeah, I don't like his earlier music. That's not it for me, man.
See, Mabu, real name Matthew Peter DeLuca, wasn't exactly coming from the streets. He was living in a mansion.
Bro really put out his whole government name. Oh my goodness, if you didn't know, now you know.
On the Upper East Side, going to the same private school JFK went to, and his family had another mansion out in the Hamptons. This was a kid who won the Headmaster's Prize for Strength of Character at a middle school that costs more than most people make in a year. But nobody was really checking for his music back then. Those polished pop tracks, they were getting dust. That's when Mabu decided to switch things up. And that's where our story really begins.
Talk to us, bro. Talk to us.
2021 hits, and Mabu makes a decision that would change everything. He decides to hop on the drill wave, and when I say hop on it, I mean he dove in head first. No life jacket, no looking back. His first drill track was called Move It, and compared to what was coming later, it was pretty tame. He was rapping about basic stuff. I got these bands on me. I got her friend on me. She used to leave me on scene. Standard flexing, nothing too wild. But then came Demon Time. And that's when Mabu went all in. No more soft bars about getting curved by girls. Now he's spitting lines like, do what I say so. You gonna fold like a table. Demon Time, Angel. My brothers, they toting the fuego.
Do what I say so. You gonna
Bro, I'm sorry. Bro, it's the way he's reading the lyrics, man. It's just funny. It's just funny. Oh, man.
My brothers, they toting the fuego.
do what I say so. You gonna fold like a table. Demon Time, Angel. My brothers, they toting the fuego.
Complete 180 from his earlier sound. The video was different too.
Like,
While
literally.
most drill rappers were shooting raw footage on the block, Mabu had expensive sets, professional lighting, multiple locations, and it worked. The video nearly hit 1 million views. But here's the thing, in drill rap, authenticity is everything.
Yep.
Every bar needs to be backed up by real life. And it was
Yep.
getting harder and harder for Mabu to hide who he really was. His track, Mathematical Disrespect, hits in 2023, and suddenly he's not just big on YouTube, he's charting in the US, UK, and Ireland. We're talking about a private school kid making waves in one of rap's hardest subgenres. The track was everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, people couldn't stop talking about it. The numbers were insane. His collaboration with Dusty Locane, No Snitching, pulled in over 100 million Spotify streams. The video, 7 million views. Mabu was everywhere. Every platform, every playlist, every conversation about up-and-coming rappers. But here's where he got clever. Instead of trying to hide his background, he leaned into it, made it part of his brand. The rich kid doing drill rap became his thing, and people ate
Like a
it
parody.
up. It was like watching a reality show. Everyone knew it wasn't 100% real, but they couldn't stop watching. They wanted to see how far he could take it, how long he could keep the act going, and for a while there, it seemed like he could keep it going forever.
And you know, not only that, I also too, it's also tied into his ability to actually rap. A lot of the drill rappers that was, you know, up and coming at that time was garbage, my people. Like basura, like trash. Like Mabu actually had bars, and there wasn't really, and like I said, not that many of them. You know, 41. You know, Jen Carter. Kyle Rich. Like, you know what I mean? Like, lyrical drill rappers were far few and in between, and even within 41, Jen is a lyrical rapper. You know what I mean? But that's kind of what helped to elevate him, as well as, like, again, his image, of course, because like he doesn't look like what he's rapping about. You know what I mean? I'm not saying because like he's white or anything like that. It's because, like, again, his image, like the polos. You know what I mean? The spare. That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
But soon, the novelty began wearing off. People had seen the rich kid does drill act, and unless Mabu had something new to show them, they weren't as interested anymore.
He
His
switched to
numbers
being a
started
YC.
dropping, from 8.4 million monthly listeners down to 2 million. Videos that used to hit millions now barely scratching 1 million views. Features that used to be instant hits started feeling forced. The internet is like that. One day you're trending, the next day you're old news. And Mabu's whole career...
No. The internet. Don't blame the internet. Don't blame the internet. It's his marketing tactic. Like he utilized shock factor and shock value to promote his stuff. The whole song with Chris Sean, right? This and Blueface, shocking, right? The whole Teach Me How to Drill with Fabio, shocking. Song with Didi Osama, the whole like drill thriller, right? Shock value. Like without like Lil Mabu's videos really help to elevate his music. Without the video, right, his music doesn't really do well. And he's just one of those artists where like his music videos like are actually like tie into his songs. And like I'm starting to, now that I'm thinking about it, like I don't think like people would really listen to like Teach Me How to Drill, like put it in their playlist if they're not like watching the video, because like it's kind of weird. Like, it's like a parody song, you know what I mean?
Career was built on being trending, being the talk of the moment, being that wild story people couldn't believe.
Yep.
But what happens when people stop being shocked? When they've seen enough rich kids try drill? When they've watched enough TikToks of suburban kids acting tough? That's when the views start dropping. That's when the streams slow down. That's when people start looking for the next big thing. And in Mabu's case,
the next big thing was 1900 Rugrat.
it happened fast. 1 minute he's on top of the world, the next he's watching his numbers fall, trying to figure out what went wrong, trying to recapture that magic that made him blow up in the first place. But sometimes
what went wrong was he dropped his album, which he couldn't foresee this, but during the whole Drake versus Everybody, that's when his album dropped. Like he should have pushed it back or should like release it earlier. Like the timing is everything. Unfortunately, timing is everything, and the timing that he dropped his album like really hurt him and his, because like no matter who it was, everybody was talking about Drake versus Kendrick versus Rick Ross. You know what I mean? Even like, there was a whole little beef between like Chris Brown and Quavo at the time. Like nobody cared. You know what I mean? Because like it was Drake versus everybody.
Once that magic's gone, it's gone for good. Then Mabu makes a move nobody saw coming. He announces he's going to Emory University. Now, most rappers who blow up, they drop out of school, chase the fame full time. But Mabu does the opposite. In a YouTube video called Why I've Been Gone, he opens up about everything. The pressure of sudden fame, the struggle to balance it all, and his decision to pursue education. It's like watching someone take off their mask, finally showing who they really are. Sitting in his dorm room, he tells his fans, "I don't think anybody's done this before, like college student turned mainstream rapper, but if any artist and their fan base can do it, it's us." He's talking about building an army, a Mabu.
The way he said that is I feel like he like low-key does not like Lil Mabu. It's the way he said that. But like I respected his whole decision to like, education and you know what I mean? To ensure not really had a not really like having a fallback plan, but just to make sure that he's like scholastically able to test his business acumen, and you do that, via college. But also, looking at it from like a science standpoint, right? If you have like a hypothesis, where best to test it via, with other like-minded individuals, which would be a classroom, college, you know what I mean? At the highest level. So I respect the decision to go to college and not, but I don't think he realized how hard it is to balance, school and being a musical artist, because like his output dropped when he went to college. I'm not sure if that was intentional or if he was just building up to, because like you can't really tour, you know what I mean? Because you got classes, you can only miss a certain amount of classes, or otherwise you fail. You're on a he was living too on campus as well, which is kind of interesting. So like if you out here rapping about drill this, drill that, and people can just come to where you it's easy to walk in. Well, I don't know. Well, at least when I went to college, it was easy just to walk in, and you know what I mean. And you could find people. It's not that difficult. So he might have to pull back because of that reason. Because I think he had security with them, but like you can't really have the college experience. Like if he's rolling around with security, it's like it sort of takes away from like being. Anyway, I'm getting way off track. But yeah.
Militia, as he calls it, but you can hear it in his voice. This isn't just about music anymore. Some fans supported the move, said it showed he was smart, planning for the future. Others saw it as him giving up, admitting the drill rapper thing was just a phase. Either way, it marked a turning point. You can't be the wild drill rapper and the serious college student at the same time. Something had to give.
I kind of agree with that statement.
But here's the thing, the music industry never fully embraced Mabu. Despite his numbers, despite his viral moments, he wasn't getting on major playlists like Rap Caviar. He wasn't getting the industry cosigns. When people called him an industry plant, he clapped back. If I'm an industry plant, why am I not on Spotify editorial playlists? Why am I not on Rap Caviar?
Fair
But
point.
maybe that was the problem. He wasn't an industry plant. He was just a kid who'd figured out how to game the social media system.
That's what
And
he
once
did.
that novelty wore off, the industry had no reason to pick him up. Now, in 2025, Mabu's at a crossroads. His last release struggled to hit the numbers he used to see. His viral moments don't hit the same way, and the drill scene is moving on without him. But here's the thing. Unlike most rappers who fall off, Mabu's got options. He's got that Emory education to fall back on, that Upper East Side.
Bro, it's the way he's saying it. He has options. He can fall back on. Bro, it's the way he's saying it. It sounds kind of backhanded. I'm not sure if I'm like reading too much into it, but it sounds like a backhanded compliment.
Got options. He's got that Emory education to fall back on, that Upper East Side safety net. He doesn't need drill rap to survive. So, what's the real lesson here? Maybe it's that in today's music world, going viral isn't enough. You need something real behind the hype,
Facts.
something that keeps people coming back after the novelty wears off. Or maybe it's simpler than that. Maybe you can only pretend for so long before people want something real. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Did Mabu lose his momentum because he went to college? Because the industry blackballed him? Or did people just get tired of the act?
I think it's a combination of all three of those things. You know, like, one, if your music is not, I know people say that radio is not the win all break all, but like, if music is not being played on radio stations, then you're kind of limited in reaching a demographic that you wouldn't be able to reach, right? Also, too, people want realness, right? And if you're rapping about things, right, you got people actually like getting locked up and stuff like that, and you're sort of making a I don't want to say like a mockery, but like sort of like, you know, a parody of that, then people are gonna feel some type of way. You know what I mean? And then three, like, his output stops. You know what I mean? When he went to college, he wasn't really dropping as much music as he was dropping before. And if you like a lot of these newer artists, if you're not constantly in their face, like in the listener's face, they say you fall off, right? They say you know that you're not as big as you were. They forget about you, and then it just starts this whole like downward trend of like, I'm hopping off the bandwagon now. You know what I mean? Whereas like if he was slowly building up his fan base, like look at Doechii, right? Doechii's been in the industry for a very, very long time. She's only recently getting success. Like, she built up her audience, a core fan base, slowly over a span of years. Mabu gained a lot of quote-unquote supporters, right, within a short time, but they weren't really supporting him. They were just there for the moment. So I think what Mabu really needs, he needs to work on building like his supporter base, like of having people that actually like F with him. And having people come to your videos, like they're, especially like, for instance, like Mathematical Disrespect, right? Or Teach Me How to Drill. You know what I mean? That's a better example. They're not coming to the songs like listen to like Lil Mabu rap. They're coming for like the whole like spectacle of the whole event. You know what I mean? Like, they're not really listening to like the bars, because like it was a parody song. But anyway, very good video by Baraz. I'm gonna link this video, the first thing in the description. Make sure you go to my guy's page, hit the subscribe button for him, hit that like button for him. Good video he put together. He only has 200 subscribers, and I feel as though this video, with his subscriber count, this is a bigger than 200 subscriber video, in my opinion. Like, my guy did his thing. Dude, let me know down in the comments below, like, what are your thoughts in regards to like Lil Mabu, you know, his come up, his fall off. Can he like regain you know, the fame he once had, at the level he once had? I think like one of the things that really hurt him, though, in my opinion, was the song he did with Lil RT. That song was, I don't really understand the point of that song, but he sort of, you know, was making moves along the way that sort of like helped to hurt him. And in the short term, it helped him because like he got views, you know what I mean? He got money, but long term, like look at where he's at right now. Sometimes you gotta just grow slow versus like, you know, growing fast. Like money comes and goes. My people. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.